And we are live. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Dargon Gaming Squad. Tonight, the Noob DM, me, I'm going to run a half shot called The Escape. And so we have here members of the squad, and we've been joined by a special guest as well. And so I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves, starting with Corey.
Should have known because, we did figure out that this all goes in alphabetical order because you go from left to right, and I'm always a C. So, my name is Corey. If you're watching this, I'm assuming you know who I am. I play far too much on the internet, and I get to play a character that I've had for a very, very, very long time, and she should be very interesting to all of you. I'll be playing a character named Latrix. She's a bard. You'll see in a minute. We'll just say that.
So I'm gonna how about Josh go next?
Hello, everyone. I do apologize for my video not working this evening. I've been experiencing a lot of back pain, so I'm not in any condition to be visual. But tonight I will be playing Velberg, a half-orc druid who was born and raised in the Shadowfell. So it's going to be interesting. I've never played a druid and or a half-orc, so it'll be interesting.
Emily.
What's up, you guys? I'll be playing a small little bard. You're not quite sure how or what I am, but you'll come soon to find out. So I look forward to letting you guys hear about me and us. And yeah, I'm Emily. Yeah. Do we say our character name?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'm Whifflenut. So yeah. What's up?
Dulce?
Okay. My name is Ginger. I am Ranger 1, and what else do I say? What's on the monitor prompt?
Anything you want.
Anything you really want to.
That doesn't say on the monitor prompt. Strengths 12, intelligence is 13. I don't know really much else to do. I didn't practice my lines yet.
And
this is her first time ever playing. So.
And this is my second time playing. The first time I played was an improv. So.
Oh yeah, the one page.
So cool.
Looking forward to introducing you to D&D 5th edition.
Okay.
And we'll throw it to Nate.
All right, I'm Nate. I'm the other half of Dargon DM, and I am playing CJ, a young unscathed man wearing armor that looks far too old and far too battle-worn for him. And I think that's where I'm just going to leave it.
Sweet. All right. Well, we open our adventure in a cavern. The adventurers are running from something. They've gotten themselves into some trouble, and they have already lost 4 party members who died very quickly in a large horde of lizard-like creatures. And they decided wisely to hot-foot it out of there, and they are running through a cavern. It is very narrow. It's about 3 feet wide, and it's fairly well made, but it's clearly it's not a physical structure. It's clearly a more naturally carved out tunnel. It's dimly lit in places, but also dark in others. Primarily when you're around rooms and things, you may notice some light. It has that earthy smell of the underground, and kind of minerally and soil and a little bit of sort of a kind of a fungi vegetal scent as well. What order would our party find themselves in?
Well, because I don't ever mind talking, I would certainly think that Latrix would be near the back of the party, probably with Wiffle Nut, and CJ probably
I'll
not
be at
too
the
far
rear.
in front of them, in the rear. I'd think that orc be in the front. Stick him up front with a whole bunch.
No, let's put him in the rear.
But remember, we're running away, so whoever's in the rear was the last one to have.
Oh. Yeah, I'm pretty tiny unless I'm riding some small animal. But, or you want to hold me? I'm sure, I'll be okay with that. Carry me.
Yeah, and Latrix is much bigger than she is, so.
I'm talking to the man.
I guess CJ would be then carrying Wiffle. Hopefully you're not heavy, because I'm not actually that strong.
So CJ's
I'm pretty tiny.
CJ's in the back, the rear, yeah.
The very rear.
Very rear.
All right.
And I will have my weapon drawn, basically just trying to keep the people safe.
We're probably like, man, come here, help us.
Yeah.
That's why we're last.
So how are you?
Maybe not that nice, but so Josh, you want to take the front of this?
So I'm thinking, yeah, I would probably be taking the lead, but at the same time, like it would be a constant struggle with trying to figure out what exactly it is that was chasing us. So that way he might be able to like transform into it and try to like minimize the him chasing us and maybe get him to stop. But probably at this point, not being able to see exactly what it was. He's still trying to figure that out, but too scared for his life to actually, fall behind too.
No.
Yeah, and I guess I put Ginger right behind you. So.
All righty. So as you are running down through this tunnel, what's going through your minds? And I'd curious to know how you're carrying Wiffle Nut.
We're
just one arm underneath. She's just tucked underneath there because she is a gnome. So
like a football.
Excuse me. Did you assume my gender?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to reach my little tiny arms for those mushrooms. I'm trying to, explore as we're running.
So as we're running, Latrix's little legs are very quickly fatiguing, and she looks up to CJ and goes, "You're gonna hold them, but you're not gonna hold me. That's she contracted you to protect the two of us, and you don't want."
All right, so then as she's talking, I'll grab her up from her backpack and
all
just
for one.
throw mine on mine. Hopefully, my strength will keep us going. Hey, got a 15. I don't know if that's important for you, Chrissy.
Yes, and it's.
Oh, that's what you look like.
Oh, that's exactly what she looks like. And yeah, you think so. Anyways, and yeah, so it's and she just looks up at CJ and goes, "Thank you," and then yeah, looks forward and goes, "Keep moving."
Oh, and then I'm also gonna take my hand crossbow. I'm gonna throw it up to you, and I'm just gonna say, "Shoot them as they come close." Because I don't know how many blocks I can.
Do you even know how to use that thing?
Sure, it does.
I'm a she last time. That's right, and whatever. But yeah, I can aim and miss because here. And she just sticks it in behind your pack, so it's like wedged in between your body and your pack, and then pulls out her rather nice, what we would call a guitar, but it's not a guitar, and just holds it in her hands. Don't worry, I got spells. I got things that we can do. It's not a problem. And she's just breathing heavy.
You can.
I don't think I think they can hear it, but I don't think range wise you're gonna affect anybody. They might be intrigued by your music. I mean, I'm sure it's beautiful.
You always seem to like it. But anyways, hey, Ranger girl, keep moving, please. We're coming up fast.
So what do we? Just
say
what?
what you would do in this situation.
So the situation, we're being chased by a giant monster.
Yep, and there's
You've got a whole bunch of creatures. You were in a room, and there were probably a dozen of these lizard-like creatures that rashly some of your party members immediately got into a combat with and went down. And most of you took damage in the process, and you guys decided to light out. So you don't know how many are actually chasing you, but you know that you're being pursued. And you were in a larger room. You had just doubled back, realizing you'd taken a wrong turn, and you went down another passage. So you're running, and there's typical cave kind of stuff. So you can hear feet behind you, but it's hard to know how many.
Are they gaining on us?
Right now, you have a lead on them.
Okay. So what I would do is trying to find any other tunnel that we could probably find, or find a way to calm them down, since I am an animal lover from what and that or hide, I guess, is my best instinct to do.
Sweet.
Since it's a cave, and I don't know if the animals can see in the night or in the dark. I don't know if they have echolocation. Okay. So first, I'd like to analyze how the animal works and what technically made them so upset.
Great. So let's have everybody. So are you guys? One question I would have then is: one thing you can do in this game is you can dash, and that means that you can move at double your normal movement speed. So depending on your race, you're probably at 30 or 35.
Speed 30.
30. Okay. So that would mean you could move 60 feet instead of 30 if you're dashing. So
okay.
So yeah, so that's the first thing. And so knowing that, would you have dashed right off the bat, or would you just started out at a steady run?
Dashed.
Okay. So see, so taking that into account, you would notice actually let's have you and Berg both roll a perception check. So you're going to roll a 20-sided die, and you're going to add your perception bonus to it. And do you all have dark vision? Is there anybody who does not have dark vision?
Me.
Okay. Oh yeah, because you're human. It's a good thing you're in back.
I don't think I do either. Do I? Nope, I don't either.
Nope.
Ooh, okay.
Halflings don't have dark vision either.
I have a 19.
Very nice. And Josh?
Let me look at that.
I have a 14.
Okay. So you both notice up ahead that it looks like there is an opening to the path is going to fork, and you have an opportunity to go left or to continue straight, and it's an imminent option. It's coming really fast.
So kind of seeing the two options up here in front of both of us, I'd probably wave over at Ginger to have her go right, and just kind of motion for everybody to go right as I drop from being point to being anchor. And if at all possible, I'd probably wait an extra second or two after everybody has like run through whatever like hallway this is, to try to get some sort of visual on what's chasing us.
Okay. So you said right. The option was left or straight. So
Oh,
do you
straight.
staying? Yeah. Okay, cool. So what's everybody else do then? You go ahead and run on past and take his instruction?
Yeah, I'll listen to him. And then by this point, I'll be dashing.
Okay.
I mean, I'm on top of him, so I guess I'm going where he goes.
Wow.
Sweet. Yeah, you don't have a lot of traits, do you? I guess
Yeah, I mean, there's a little person pyramid on top of this human being.
So, Josh, you can't. Let's see. So you can see behind you a couple of these lizard-like folk. They are chasing you on 2 feet, and they're lightly armored, primarily in leather. Some of them have metal bits. And let's see. You have at least, it's hard to tell because of the 3-foot wide tunnel, being so narrow. It's hard to tell how many there are because they have to go single file. But you think there's at least 4 of them following you. And there could be more. It's hard to tell from the sound.
Do I, other than the fact that they're like on 2 legs and everything, do I tell exactly what kind of like species or animal they are?
Well, I mean, how about you roll a not like a nature or survival?
I'll do survival, so 14.
Okay, so you would recognize these as kobolds.
Okay. Just kind of as he kind of figures out what exactly they are, he kind of nods back and starts trying to like imagine the time that he spent on here to try to like calm himself down so that way he can see if he's actually able to transmutate. But as far as right now, he's not even going to bother to try. He's just going to try to like keep up with everybody else.
Okay. And are you dashing at this point?
Yeah, I think everybody else was dashing, so I would have to dash in order to stay in line with everybody else.
Sweet. So I'm going to have everybody roll a Constitution saving throw.
$15.
Okay.
16.
Okay. Oh, so I'm sorry, Dulce. So that's going to be a 20-sided die plus your con modifier. Constitution.
So,
Okay, so 16 plus.
so you rolled a 17.
Con save, right?
Awesome.
And then you add your con save. So if you look on that first page,
Oh, plus 3.
so then 17 plus 3 would be
20.
so modified 20. And then mine is 9.
So, yeah, and Latrix roll a 12.
Okay, awesome. So everybody's in good shape. And Josh, as you're turning to head to rejoin the group, you notice that they slow down a tiny bit. So so that means that Ginger's in the lead now, right?
Have to be, right?
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah,
Yes.
So Ginger, as you continue down the hall, you are almost immediately confronted with yet another junction, and this time the passage you're going to have to go either right or left.
When nothing goes right, go left.
Okay.
I like that answer.
So you go left, and does everybody follow her?
No.
Apparently not.
Yeah, apparently she went left and we all went right.
Right.
No,
She
yeah,
just slipped
I would-
by.
so how? Okay, so if Vilberg is the last person, how far is the trio per se away from Vilberg?
The trio being the
the two small folk and the human that he's because he's
Yeah,
carrying off
carrying
the two.
well, yeah, Vilberg. He's doing good so far, and your movement speed is
His or mine?
his.
They're both gonna be 30.
30.
Yeah, and he's dashing, so he's maybe 20 feet behind you.
All right, and awesome. And how far away are the kobolds away from us? You said they're kobolds, but we don't know. We may not know.
At this point, they are about 35 feet, probably behind Vilberg.
Okay, so within 90 feet of us. They drew as she knows him as, and says, "Just stop for 2 seconds."
All right. I will just immediately stop running and just stand completely still.
Right. Turn around. Oh, and
I'll just
hold.
swing my leg.
And
It's a bad idea.
and she. Yeah, it's not. And she casts sleep 40 feet in front of her.
Okay. And so is that a con save?
Yeah, and I'm casting that past where Vilberg is, so he won't be affected by the thing. No, no. Well, no. I will roll 5d8, and that's the total amount of hit points that the creatures of this spell will affect.
Oh, okay.
Creatures within 20 feet of the point that I choose start at their ascending order, and then you just keep minusing from whatever number I choose.
Okay.
I mean, whatever number I roll.
Okay.
Oh, no. Oh no, you hit me!
No, you're not going to be anywhere near that.
Pretends to sleep. Body goes limp.
All right. Well, this is real good. So 8, 16, and 16 plus 1 is 24 plus 4 is 29. 29 hit points worth of whatever that's going to do to make them fall asleep behind us.
So
you start from the top and you just start minusing from whatever the kobold. You said that we can see maybe 4 of them.
So it's equal to, it would be equal to their like it would have to affect their full hit points for them to go down.
Yes.
Okay. So I like this. Hang on here. I just realized I forgot to open a very important page here. So so where are you when you had him stop? You guys are still at the junction then?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're right. I would have liked him to stop right at that junction.
Okay.
And then
so I'm gonna have to roll a perception check, Latrix.
Yeah.
At advantage.
At advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that. And because that first roll wasn't very good. That is a 16.
Sweet. So you hear a thud. And then, hang on here. I gotta just see.
So her intention is that she hopes that the first one in line falls asleep, and then they all trip over that dude.
Yeah. You hear a thud, and then you hear oh yeah. Yeah. So you hear this you hear like a series of grunts and thuds. and what sounds like a pile of things like banging into each other.
Start running again. Start running again. Follow the ranger, and let's get the hell out of here.
Sweet.
All right. I guess I'll turn around, leg kick out, and then I'll start dashing again. I guess taking the direction that the ranger did to the left.
Nice. And so I'm going to have everybody roll your next con check.
Oh, that's a good one.
Ooh, that's a good one. 10.
That's a good one.
20.
Nice. Okay.
Not 20.
Very good.
I have a 19.
Okay.
18 plus 1.
Nice.
19.
Nice.
Nice.
We are all very scared and want to get the hell out of here, apparently.
Did I miss Emily?
Emily?
You're muted, Em.
Wiffle nut. Did she lose? Did her mic cut out?
I think I might go.
I don't know.
I think your mic has cut out on us.
I could hear her, but it was very low.
Here we go. Okay, can we try that one more time? Or maybe type it in the chat for me.
Yeah, your mic is completely out.
Shoot, I wonder what happened. All right.
It's the absolute perfect Hangouts as it is every time.
So, and really, oh, perfect. And you know what I was just realizing is you guys are writing, since you guys are writing CJ, I guess it's really his is the only one that matters anyway. So, you guys are in good shape. Ginger, you immediately have run into yet another junction. And you can see as you look, so it's another T, and one is again to the left. The left would be going somewhat back in the direction, like going kind of doubling back. Not exactly, but like it'd be going up, like you'd be going kind of back the direction you were coming before. And the other one is to the right. And to the right, just because of the shape of the tunnel, you can make out a little bit of light. Neither passage looks very long. Like in both cases, you have a sense that there's something broader on the opposite end.
You're muted.
I'd go right since I see light at the end of the tunnel.
Sweet. All right. And as you do that, I would like everybody to roll either an acrobatics check or an athletics check, whichever is higher, whichever's better for you.
9.
9. That was CJ, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
14 for electrics.
Okay.
Emily's sound got weird.
I have
Apparently.
a 12.
Okay. All right. So Nate. So CJ, you step in some fungi that's covering the floor. I'm going to have you roll another either athletics or acrobatics check.
Much better that time, but not really. 13.
Sweet, no problem. So you feel it kind of slip under your feet, but you regain them and you continue to move on. Did anybody else roll under an 11? Okay.
Nope.
And Latrix and Wifflenut are riding anyway, so that's really fortunate. So you're running along. You don't hear any creatures anymore, and you come into a very large room. Let's see what we got. And in this room, it looks like there's a couple like fires going, and there's what look like kind of lining all along the walls in little clusters. There's kind of beds of some sort. You know, they're kind of like they kind of look like straw and you know, some sort of natural materials that have been made into beds. As you look through the room, you can see that there are several openings. The most immediate to either your right or your left, but the remainder that you can see two others that one you'd have to cross the room almost directly opposite where you are. And it's about 35 feet from where you are to that door. And it's only about 15 feet to the two
Emily, we can hear you now.
close ones. And then there's one other opening, but again, you're gonna have to go into the room a ways towards the first fire, but you can see another opening to the left side of that room as well. So you've got two openings to your left, an opening to your right, and one that's almost straight ahead that you can see from where you are right now.
All right, then being the daring person I am, I go for the one that's way far across the room. I think you said there's one a little bit to the right. I'll take that one.
You can put me down now, CJ. Put me down, please. Please put me down.
I'll let you. You're on my bag, so you can fall off anytime you want to.
Yeah. So she just hop off and you know, follow CJ, but you know, seeing that it doesn't seem like that there's pursuit on us right now, she's gonna travel herself.
Sweet. What's everybody else doing? Oh, darn it. Sorry, Em.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. It's working.
Okay.
Yay.
I guess I'm still pretending to sleep and acting like none of this is bothering.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're riding along, just nice and cozy up there.
No, wait. We're gonna retcon just a little bit. Matrix looks down at Whiffledut. It just looks at them and goes, "You're not affected by the spell." And she slaps you on ever so lovingly, not like, you know, not to really even hurt her, but wake up.
How about Ginger and Berg? What are you two up to?
Still trying to figure out what's chasing us and what's causing all this damage.
Okay.
I almost imagine Berg is barely trying to keep up, like barely being able to catch up to everybody else as, you know, they end up reaching the end of this tunnel. And just kind of trying to stay calm enough, but nothing that he learned in his training is coming back to him. Essentially, I've tried to transmutate like twice, but I've rolled on the side, and I've rolled really low for even trying. So nothing's happening. You can like probably see him, and like maybe his hand like changes into like a sheep's hoof or something like that, and then it like transforms back, but nothing is working for him.
Can we see that he's injured at all, or if anybody else here is injured?
First of all, I would imagine that you're all more than aware that some of you, you know, took damage. So, you know, you have an opportunity to assess that amongst each other, you hope.
Yeah, does it sound like they're still following us in the background?
Well, Berg, would you share what you and Latrix for that matter? Berg was in the back, so he would have heard the commotion, and of course Latrix is more than aware. So would you guys share with everybody what you know?
Yeah. CJ, it's not an issue anymore, buddy. I put them all to sleep. So we can keep moving. I don't think we're in pursuit. But man, Bill, you look bad, dude. Are you okay?
Barely struggling to catch his breath and everything. You can probably see the cuts on his arm and everything from probably falling a couple times, with all the different bends. He's going to reach around to his back, and it's like a small little like hunting trap, and he's just gonna be like, well, just to be on the safe side, and he lays it down in the doorway just until just to be on the safe side.
Okay.
I like that idea, actually. I think I'm gonna throw down my hunting trap as well.
Nice.
Right there. And then
the door you just came through.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll set mine a little bit after his, so maybe if they fall, he'll get re-snapped too. And then I'll say to them, I don't think we have enough time to stop here. Looking around as we're in a room. Does this look like where they may stay or something?
Yeah, your best guess is it looks like, and like I said, it kind of looks like beds. There's actually some light in this room, and there's some campfires that are actually going right now. You don't immediately see how far in the room have you gone? Because you said you were heading for the door on the right.
Yeah, I'd imagine I was halfway, and that's when I stopped, and then put that in the trap, and now I'm gonna head back to the other end.
So if you went halfway to that door, you'd have some beds, a little grouping of beds immediately to your right.
Okay.
And then actually, as you guys came through the door, there were a couple immediately to your left as well. And then right across from that. So there's a little cluster of 3 on either side of the openings there. You don't currently see anything else in this room as far as, any other beings that are moving around.
All right, then I'm going to take out 2 of my torches from my bag real quick, too, since I got the hunting trap. I'm going to light one of them on fire and hold it for myself so I can see. I'm going to light the other one on fire, and then I'm going to start touching each of the beds, and then I'm just going to throw it in the cluster of 3.
I start slipping through your grasp.
Oh.
What's that?
I said I start slipping through his grasp and start kicking my little feet, and then plop, and run around.
Can I let you go?
Okay.
Is there any smaller investigations I can do, smaller?
Sure.
Because I'm little, so I can look at details.
To go through the beds and things.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you want me to roll for?
Investigation or perception, whichever's better.
Yeah, I think I found a piece of string because I got an 8.
So yeah, you kind of look around, poke around, but all you really find are some blankets and little worthless trinkets.
Or at least a hat. Can I put on a hat?
You can grab a hat.
Okay, I grab a hat. It's mine now.
Anybody else have anything they want to do in this moment of quiet? Okay.
What'd you find, CJ?
Huh?
What'd you find, CJ?
I lit the beds on fire. Well, I lit the 3 beds on fire, so I'm just going to the other room. I'm not even looking.
So my hat's probably got a little burning thing going on it, like a little flame, and I'm just That's why it was so hot.
Yep, we're definitely not in danger. Definitely a great time for hat.
And then he'll come back up to you and just go, carry me.
So I'm going to have
Again, you
everybody
exasperate.
roll a perception check.
Wow, I'm on a roll tonight. 9.
Okay. Nice.
15. I put my rolls in the sign,
Perfect.
so in case you miss it.
Okay. So, oh yeah. Latrix and Ginger?
Modified 20.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, I rolled 21.
Alrighty. So
Not a competition.
4. So that's Nut, Berg, Ginger, and Latrix all hear from some noises from the far end of the room, out of your line of sight, but you can hear something coming.
From which entrance?
So this, you can't see this entrance. You can't see, like, the room kind of curves down. It's sort of a kidney shaped room. So you can see up to about the center of the room, and then it kind of disappears around to the right. So you can't see, but you can hear that something's coming from that area that you can't yet see.
Okay.
And isn't that the direction I'm heading in?
You told me you held up.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So I'm assuming that you're still kind of standing by the beds you set on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Latrix starts to play a tune. It's very dissonant. So that's what she does. And I'm preparing a spell
Okay.
that once whatever comes into the room, I'm going to cast Levitate on it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna look at you and ask, why are you playing music again? That's another
Well,
magic?
it's kind of a thing for me there, buddy. Just you get ready to kill things. That's what you do.
Is there
Starts
something
playing
coming?
my flute along with her.
There's
I'm
more
sorry?
coming.
There's something coming from over that way, and she
I-
kind of starts running in that direction so that she makes sure that she has.
I unscabbard my rapier then.
Maybe they'll
Torch
fall
in
into
there,
your
sorry.
traps because we're getting their attention.
What's that?
I said maybe they'll fall into his traps since we're getting their attention.
Maybe. So as you, Latrix, as you head in that direction, there's a big central fire pit kind of right in front of you, and there's beds crowded up to it on the left side, but on the right side, there's just enough room, about 5 feet between that fire pit and the next little grouping of beds. And you could, if you wanted to, duck behind those beds and wait, or you could go around that corner.
She will get herself in an advantageous position if it's behind hiding, but so she can hear what's maybe coming out of that passageway.
Great. Okay. And what about everybody else?
So as the two of them just start like playing their music in the background, I almost hear it, like, especially looking at Corey's like face constantly. It's just like, and you just see him. You just see Velberg grabbing his shield off of his back, almost in slow motion, and pulling it forward, pulling out his scimitar in his other hand, and it's just like. He's just like shaking his head back and forth, like having such a dark past. It just like connects with him and resonates with him.
And I will say too, for anybody who might be interested to know, that grouping of beds that's on the left that I mentioned. So there's there's a grouping of beds to your immediate left, and then there's that opening that was kind of a bit further down on the left, and then there's those beds. So if you wanted to, you could take some cover behind them, but realizing that also that there's a passage that opens right there. So, you know, whatever you want to do. But
where did we put the traps?
so you put the traps in the, it was my understanding that you put them in the hallway that you came out of, which was still directly behind, kind of directly.
So it's on our 6.
Yeah. Well, it's on your 12 at this point.
Yeah.
Sort of. 12. 1202. So with that said, so Whifflenuts with CJ, and so Dulce, Ginger, what are you doing?
Just observing my surroundings like always, since seeing if there's any animals that I know, anything that I recognize, and trying to see if anything can help us out at the situation.
Okay. So at hearing that there's a potential threat coming, would you continue with that, or would you?
I would try to be resourceful to anything of the situation, try to see what we can use to prevent.
Okay. So there's not a lot in this room besides the beds and the fire.
Mm-hmm.
The fire pits are lit, so that might be something that you could use as a resource, depending on.
Depending on the weapons that I have, if those animals are still, or creatures are still following us, I try to use the fire to scare them off if they do mean us harm as much as possible.
Okay.
So I try to grab either any weapon that I have with me, and then try to hopefully have a cloth and hopefully some oil that makes it fireproof to scare it off, so that way I don't burn myself.
Great. Okay. So if you have oil on you, you're welcome to use that.
Okay.
But there isn't any in the room. So how about CJ? What about you?
I'm going to be standing next to the fireplace and where the beds are on fire, and I'm going to try to be using that as a strategic position, and I'm going to be readying my action to see if there's anything that does come through the door where I hear noise to basically kick it into the fire. If I see my partners go to any direction or door, I'll follow them with them.
Okay. So, Latrix, as you're lying in wait, you see some kobolds enter the room, and they kind of clear. They're just kind of wandering in, but they kind of clear. There's some more beds from the position you're in. You can now see the rest of the room, and it angles up a little bit because, like I said, it was sort of a kidney shape like this, right? And so you can kind of see. Oh, he can't see me, can he? Anyway, it's sort of a kidney shape, and it kind of goes back upwards so from where you're standing, you can now see that. There's another cluster of about 4 beds on that wall, hugging yet another fire. So you've got the 3 that you're hiding behind, and then a fire, and then another 4 beds. And then on the far wall, there's a couple beds just lined flat against the wall. And so they have come in and they've cleared that first grouping. They're kind of in the middle of that first grouping of beds. And so far they are oblivious to your presence.
Okay, so like I said, I was ready to levitate, and if I remember correctly, CJ had set some of those beds on fire, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Beds he set on fire behind you.
The ones that he set on fire behind me?
Kind of immediately inside the room when you guys came in, and
okay.
he set that cluster 3, so they're kind of behind you, and then the cluster of beds that you're hiding amongst are fine.
All right. She's going to hold tight there. Now, here's another question. The fire pits, are they pits, or are they just right on the ground?
They are
like an object, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. They're ring.
Or are they just on the ground?
and they're kind of dug into the ground, but they're, you know, they're good.
They're not
size.
in an object. It's not like in a pit itself.
Right. They're good size. They're about they're almost 5 feet in diameter altogether, but they're ringed with stones. And so, you know, they're a bit of there's something somebody could run into, but they're also, it wouldn't be impossible to, you know, shove somebody in it or something.
Yeah. How many kobolds do I see coming through the door?
See 4.
4.
And so they're kind of, because of the way that the passageways are so narrow, they're kind of they've cleared the room, and they're kind of single filing into the room, but they have not noticed you guys yet, which is kind of amazing.
Do they look like they've fallen down recently?
They're having some sort of conversation or something.
Wait, they don't notice us? We've been playing our instruments this whole time, haven't we?
They would not look like they had just fallen. These look like different guys
Okay.
than you saw before.
Can I see them?
You are not quite, no, your vision's still kind of blocked by if you wanted to move forward about 10 feet and alter your position just a little bit, maybe get behind Latrix or to her side, you could easily see them.
Yeah, I'll just kind of whisper out the Latrix, like, do you see anything? Because I can probably...
There's another 4. But here, watch this cool trick. And she plays much louder than she was playing before. And she picks up the first kobold with levitate.
Okay.
And picks them up off the ground. You know, I don't know how high the ceilings are in here, but I can pick them up at least 20 feet in the air.
Okay. You can easily do that. I mean, it's maybe 30 foot high.
Throw it to the fire next to me.
You need to make a con save against 13.
Okay.
Or I don't get to pick them up.
Okay. The first one makes it.
It's actually just 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he actually makes it.
Okay. She looks at it.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah, that's fine. And she just kind of gives up her position and looks at it and then smiles at all those rows of teeth and so on and so forth. Kind of smile with her, kind of jokerish. And go, it might be a good time to run.
And it says something in an odd language to its companions, and they start drawing their weapons. This one pulls out a sling. Everybody roll initiative.
All right, sweet. Maybe. Give me. Oh my gosh.
For Ginger, that's going to be, you're rolling a 20-sided die, and you're going to add your dex modifier to it.
Okay.
Do you want that audible or do you want us to put in the chat?
Chat is great.
20 plus initiative.
Hey!
So
Apparently we have the same reaction to this.
So 23.
So I have 23 modified.
Oh, nice. So I'm getting names wrong here. Berg.
I love how new players always roll amazing.
Yeah, it's a great way to,
Because they don't learn the horribleness of the game.
The D&D gods are smiling upon her.
CJ and Corey, what's your dex scores?
+3.
I'm not that.
Your number.
Oh, 16.
I'm a 14.
The gods have forsaken us.
It'll be Nate. It'll be CJ.
And then Nitrix will be last.
And Matrix. Which kind of makes sense because she just went, really. She got it. And, I forgot to roll for these guys, though. Yeah. All right. Okay, so so it's going to be Ginger, then Berg, then Whifflenut, then the Kobolds, and then CJ and Latrix. Did I miss anybody? I don't think so. Cool. Alrighty, so it's on, guys. And Dulce has the floor. I mean, Ginger. So I imagine as you've been wandering around the room, Ginger, you've gotten yourself into view of these kobolds. I imagine that you probably wandered maybe to the left. It's up to you. But yeah, you should have a line of sight on them at this point.
I do. And as I checked my equipment while I was observing, I found that I have a long bow. Unfortunately, I don't have anything flammable as of liquid substance to actually burn. So I tear off a piece of clothing just to wrap it around my long bow. So that way, if anything, I could set it on fire using the fire of the beds and trying to attack them if necessary.
So you can attack now if you want.
Oh, it's definitely necessary.
Oops, I forgot about the view. You actually have a fire right next to you. You don't have to go to the burning beds. You can just dip your arrow right into the
Okay, so I dip my arrow into the burning beds.
Okay.
And then
by the way, is you've got a couple guys. You could probably get a shot at the very first one and one that's just a little to the side of him and kind of just barely behind him.
Alrighty, so I decide to attack.
Sweet. So go ahead and roll your attack. And that's going to be a 20 plus your...
20 plus.
So roll the 20. So 19 plus...
Nice.
Your longbow bonus, which is a +5. So 19 plus 5.
20.
Definitely a hit.
24.
So
modified
damage.
So roll for damage?
Yep, you definitely hit. And so, yep, go ahead and roll your damage.
This one, I guess?
So look at the longbow. It tells you that you roll a d8 and then add 3.
D8.
So this one's the d8.
4.
So then you add 3.
7.
So you do 7 damage.
7 modified damage. Boo.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
No, that's really good, actually.
I still get hit.
It's really good. You see him or her, since we don't know their... Yes. Would you like to describe how you kill it?
I hit it in the smack center of its stomach, and as it goes, it starts bursting like a balloon and protrudes all its intestines with this green goo. And then it starts, squirming around because it still has its nerves still attached to it. And after that, it just disintegrates.
Nice.
All right. Hell yeah.
All right, Berg, you are next.
Now, before I actually say my action, are the two of you still playing music while all of this is going on?
Yes, I would be
All right,
rocking
awesome.
out. I would be rocking out. I don't know about her.
So as you guys are like playing the music in the background, he just kind of like cracks his neck and just charges at the first one that's closest to him and attacks with his scimitar.
Yeah, and Latrix is definitely purposely playing things that sound.
We're just going at it.
Opposite to what to what they're playing, so that it sounds terrible. You know what I mean?
It works. I like it. Let's do it.
Berg, you see that the one went down, and the one that was immediately behind him has pulled a knife, And you're going to need to use pretty much your whole movement to get to him, but you can easily do that and attack.
Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna attack with my scimitar. So let me roll.
Sweet.
15 plus 3 or 15 plus 5, so modified 20.
Nice. Definitely a hit.
So then it's a d6 plus 3, so minimal damage. So I got a 1 on dice plus 3, so 4 damage.
Okay. So you do a serious amount of damage to him. He collapses to his knees. He's not dead yet, but he's in really bad shape. Didn't realize they were going to be
Awesome. So as he kind of like runs up to this lizard guy and just brings down his scimitar, I almost imagine like it kind of cuts in to like the shoulder, but not like going too far down, but like thematically it would like kind of like get stuck a little bit, whereas he pulls it out, it's just like the blood kind of spews all over the lizard guy's eyes.
Cool. So they're up next. So the one at the very back ducks back out into the hallway, and you can hear everyone you guys can hear him running. The other one, however, has loaded his sling, and he is, swinging that. Let's see, there are 5 of you, huh?
Was anybody running towards the group?
No, because one body went down, and then the other guy got damaged, so they're kind of blocking the way right now.
Oh.
So Berg had run toward them, but the kobold's one left, and the other is now taking a shot at. Let's see, what do we got?
But the ones that are down, how close are we to them?
Well, you are still a good 30 feet away from them. Latrix is maybe 10 feet away, and Berg, of course, is right on top of them.
The ones on the floor, the ones that are down.
The dead one.
Yeah.
And the other one, yeah. They are. Let's see. Ginger is about 20 feet away from them. Latrix is only actually, yeah, like I said, about 10 feet. Berg's right on top of them because he just stabbed the one, right? And then you are still a good.
I thought it was right next to Latrix because we were both playing our instruments.
Oh, I thought you were back on CJ's back.
No.
No.
Gone down at some point because I started playing my instrument with Latrix.
So 10 feet, same as Latrix.
Okay. Were they wearing any cloth? Like any clothes?
They're in, they have like leather armor and, yeah, they're just really simply clothed.
Okay. I can't set fire to their leather, can I?
Right. But it's not your turn, it's their turn.
I know, I was just asking.
Okay. Sorry, I thought you got confused. So actually, no, that's wrong. It is yours. It's you and then them. Sorry. So yeah, I mean, but they have kind of yeah, and they're kind of scaly, and you know, they don't have like hair or anything that would catch on fire. Although you imagine if they were dumped into the pit of fire, that might do some damage.
I can start probably taking out my little dagger and start pulling off their little scales and be like, I'm going to use this for my next instrument.
Nice.
Well, I mean, I can play them some music. I can't really. What do I do? Should I hit them with my flute or something?
Well, what do you
punch them?
You have spells too.
Yeah.
Not at the moment. My
Yes,
first
you
level.
Oh, okay.
You have Vicious Mockery, you have Dancing Lights, you have Cure Wounds, Sleep, and I think Longstrider.
No, I have the sleep one at level 2.
No, you have Sleep one right now. I have your character sheet up.
You should have something, because
Yeah,
Everybody has
I have
stuff.
4 spells.
Yeah, go down to the bottom where it says spells, and then there will be your cantrips, which I know you can do Vicious Mockery, which does 1d4 and it gives them a disadvantage on their next attack. You have Dancing Lights, which you could use to confuse them. Oh, you also, because of your racial trait, get
I'm not
minor
playing
illusion.
cantrips. I do not already see my cantrips. Hold on, minor illusion.
Yeah, minor illusion.
I do not. I have 2 known cantrips, but it's not listing them
Hold on a second.
because I didn't. I thought it would because it gave me them.
Yeah. Yeah, no worries. We'll get it figured out. Pardon us while we have a brief pause.
Beginning DM and beginning players. It works out for everyone.
Sometimes using sometimes that electronic stuff too doesn't come through when you
That's fine, baby. Hit the refresh button, by the way.
I say as I've got so much stuff open right now to use. I think our live has been cutting in and out too, which is kind of a bummer.
Okay, so the problem was, I guess, for some reason it didn't put my automatic spells I got and my cantrips. So Nate was seeing something different than from what I was seeing because it was showing add spells and cantrips, but when we would click them to learn, it wouldn't let me. And so I just refreshed, and then it gave me a whole list of my stuff.
Oh, my goodness.
Nice.
So I have things. 'Cause I knew I had things, it just wasn't showing it. I was like, maybe I don't get it until 2nd level.
You are learned. You learned so quick.
Sorry, that was my bad.
No worries.
I was like, should I hit them with my flute? Because I don't have anything till 2nd level.
It happens.
Yeah, okay, we're good.
All right. So what would you like to
That
do?
would be hilarious. She like runs up to the one that I'm attacking and just like kicks them and then
Right?
kills them.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's okay. So let's do. Hold on.
That was weird. Did everybody else hear that?
What are you hearing the dogs?
I can
No.
hear you.
No, we heard a staticky noise.
No, there was-
Your sound got really weird for a second, but it's all right. It's all good now.
That's mine. Okay, so I'm gonna use my. How do you pronounce that? Dissonant whispers.
Yeah, that's a dope spell. I got it too.
And that works.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna use that.
Okay.
3d6. So I gotta roll, I'm guessing. And then my.
Does anyone
Sorry.
have that one handy?
16? Does it hit?
That's definitely a hit.
Okay, so it's gonna be.
Is it a some sort of a con check or something?
No. The target makes a wisdom saving
Wisdom
throw.
save of 12.
Okay. And it makes it.
Does
They're
it?
rolling good tonight. And which one?
What is with the rolls tonight? Mine are always like, mine have been average, like super average.
How many does that target? Just one?
No, but okay. So on a successful save, the target takes half as much damage and doesn't have to move away.
Okay.
Okay, so half the damage.
Half the
Yeah,
damage.
so roll 3d6.
Sure.
And which one are you targeting?
The closest one I was, not the one on the floor, but the one that what's his face was. You said there was another.
Yeah, Phil.
Huh?
The one that Josh's character attacked.
Yes, him.
Oh, okay. Oh well. He's
So I had 10, so half of that's 5.
okay. Well, you off the floor with him. He's done. Would you like to describe how he dies?
He's probably starts screeching because he's hearing pain. It's pain that I guess it's a melody that I'm like that, how the dog just did it for me. There you go. That. And then he just and falls to the floor because girly screams.
Okay. And so that was the guy who was on his knees that was almost dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, okay. Just want to make sure I'm really following the right. All right, so the next guy, the guy right behind him has been preparing his sling, and he's aiming at Latrix. Let's see, and he's got a 16.
Yeah, that'll hit me.
Okay. So you take 3 damage.
Okay.
The one right behind him left the room. So that brings us to the top of the order. As as this guy goes down, you can hear something coming. Let's see. Those folks who are still kind of toward the center of the room in particular hear something coming from the passage that was on the left that's kind of straight across from the I wish I'd diagram this out for you guys, sorry. Anyway, kind of directly across from that central fire pit that everybody's been kind of around.
Mhm.
And yeah, for now you just hear something coming. Actually, you know what? I have to correct that. That's not possible. They have to be coming from that. You can hear them coming from the passage those guys came out of in the first place.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm just looking at this going, nope, that wouldn't work.
So I light another arrow using another piece of clothes. I'm really running out of clothes here at this time. So I rip it out of another player.
Okay. And I assume then that you're going to aim at the guy with the slingshot.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
I'm
wouldn't
gonna assume.
but it's not top by order again, is it? Because neither me or
Oh, I'm sorry. That's
CJ
right.
got to go.
Oh, I got so excited. Sorry. CJ's up next.
Oh, it's okay. Then I take back what I said.
Is there anyone left alive other than the noise coming from the far end?
Oh, wait, in theory, that didn't happen yet, right?
Sorry. Nate, what was that?
Is there anyone left alive other than the noise in the far end, or is there
There's
no noise?
the guy with the slingshot that just hit Latrix.
All right. Is he in range of me to be able to run up to and just poke him with my stick?
Yeah, you're going to use most of your movement to get there, but absolutely.
Oh, that
And
is absolutely fine.
There's a couple bodies in the way.
There's a couple bodies in the way, you said?
There are now a couple bodies between you and him.
Oh, okay.
But
Perfect. All right, then I'm just going to run up to him, and then I am going to try slashing him before you can, use that sling to something bad. Does a 15 hit?
yes, it does.
Perfect. Does a 10 kill it?
Yes.
Beautiful. So I'm just gonna rush up there with a torch in one hand and my rapier in the other, and I'm gonna come up and then use a rapier the torch to just whack him inside of the head, leaving like a sizzling burning mark on his head. And I'm just take my rapier and just slice his neck, and then he's just gonna bleed out as he falls to the floor. And I'm just looking down and I'm like, whoa, that was right. This is exhilarating.
Alrighty. Latrix. We now have 3 dead kobolds, but you can hear more things approaching. And I think, you can hear things approaching. So
From the same tunnel that the one went up into?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not hard to imagine what's going on there.
Yeah. Knowing that there's a whole bunch of trouble coming through that passageway.
Wish we had a bomb. You could just throw it down the hallway.
Yeah, wouldn't that be dope? We're level 1. So that's not gonna work out very well. What she's gonna do is she's going to play a little bit more music, and from her as it's called a citron, she casts another spell, and she casts fog cloud right in that passageway.
Okay.
So at least they won't be able to see us. And then she looks around and turns and goes, if they're all coming from that direction, I suggest we all go in a different one. And she starts running towards the opposite, well, not towards the tunnel where we set the traps, but towards another tunnel.
So, when you guys got into that, position, you would have noticed there's one more passageway, and at this point, it is directly at your 6.
Okay. Yeah, I can't do that. So I was gonna ask if I could maybe run perception to see if it smells any different or anything, but I mean, just to see if or the wind is colder or different, to see if it feels like there's anything different that direction. But I can't do that because I've already done an action. I've already done an action, so I can't do that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it's an action to cast the fog cloud. So
okay.
And so in fog cloud, I am going to stick that fog cloud way up in that oh, that's weird. Sorry, I didn't mean to gross. And yeah, it's going to make it rather hard for them to see. About 20 feet into that tunnel as well.
Nice. Okay.
And the area is heavily obscured.
Okay.
For an hour. So.
Nice. Okay. So, you guys hear the progress kind of come to a halt, but you also hear behind you, up where that opening was, right next to where CJ set the beds on fire, you hear something coming down that passage, and it sounds like it's imminently going to spill through the door.
They're going to get hit by 2 hunting traps if they do that. So
yeah. So Ginger.
Well, actually, no. Wait a minute, because I put those people to sleep, and they're asleep for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So an hour hasn't passed, has it?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we're not getting the same people. Just saying. So.
Yeah, it can't be them.
Your picture throws me off. Every time you speak, I just see those piercing.
That's so weird.
Eyes.
Nightmares.
Mm.
So Ginger, as you are preparing your arrows, you see in the passage directly to it would be your right, kind of out of the corner of your eye, and of course you hear them, so maybe you might have even turned to look and see, but you see coming, spilling into the room now, now you see a mounted creature, the same kind of creature, kobold, but now it's mounted on this big furry 4-legged creature.
So now that I see this big furry creature, not related to the lizard type of creature, I know how to tame it since I am an animal lover. So I'd rub its nose counterclockwise to calm it down.
Okay. All right. So let's have you roll a animal handling.
Okay.
So that's a D20 plus your animal handling bonus.
Where is?
No. So you roll the D20.
Where does it say animal handling?
So it's
0. I have 0 animal handling. Okay. 14. 14.
okay.
Modified.
Let's see. Sorry, hang on a second while I find
take your time.
find the, because I'm grabbing the wrong book, maybe. I suddenly can't find my my critter. Oh, here we go. Gotta be right here. All right, so it Geez, I'm looking right at it. Okay. So I think so it's going to snap at you.
Mhm.
No, it's not. It
Yay!
touch. Meanwhile, though, the kobold that's on its back has drawn its dagger.
Mhm.
Another one, you can see that there's another one immediately behind it in the passageway.
So
And
another furry creature or another cobalt?
another mounted.
Okay.
The kobold is
Oh, okay.
the weasels, and so you see another one just like it right behind it. And this one kind of, in spite of your ability to kind of calm it, it's kind of swinging its haunches to one side to allow room for this other one to come in. And that one, the kobold's preparing a sling, which brings us to Berg. Little Berg.
As this happens, am I actually facing where they're coming in, or are they like to my side? Or
So I would say, based on where you were before, they're to your back now. They're kind of back more where you guys came into the room. You crossed the room to stab that guy. So you'd need to turn around and actually, well, you can probably see them. You probably can't see their whole body. So it'd be like they'd have maybe partial cover. But you're certainly within maneuvering room if you want to head up there.
yeah. So what I was thinking, and I'm trying to figure out how to make this work. Is it's just like as Berg kind of turns around and notices these things, he probably runs up about 10, 15 feet, so that way he's in close enough distance. And as he runs up, you'd see these twigs start twirling around his hand, going up of his scimitar. Essentially, I'm casting Thorn Whip. I'm just adding a little bit more flavor, and he kind of twirls his scimitar around, and just like cast Thorn Whip at the riders.
Okay. So are you aiming at the front? I assume you'd be aiming at the frontmost one because it's probably the one you can see the best. But it's up to you.
Yeah, so I'm not trying to hit the actual like beast itself. I'm trying to like do one of the things where I like hit the rider, and like if the thorns get a good enough grasp, like pull them off.
Okay.
So
go for it.
Let me just. Is Thorn Whip automatic? I always forget.
I believe you have to. I believe it's a. You have to aim it.
Yeah, it's a roll to hit, and then they have to make a strength save.
Okay. I don't usually play people who actually use Thorn Whip.
Thorn Whip is one of my favorite spells. It's so cool.
Yeah, Thorn Whip is dope.
It's really dope.
I don't think
so
we were
19 die, spell modifiers +2. So 21.
What was that? 19 + 2?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
so 21 to hit. Okay, so it's 1d6 damage, and if the creature is large or small, you can pull the creature up to 10 feet closer to you. So I'm going to do the d6 if I can find where my d6 went. Okay, there we go. So, max damage. So 6.
You didn't just
6 damage.
Yank him off. Completely annihilated him. So would you like to describe that?
Oh man. Okay. So as Velberg is running towards, you start to see his scimitar kind of twirling around as these twigs start to form like a whip. And as the longer the whip goes, he just kind of flings his scimitar forward, and the whip flies, hurtling through the air, grabbing the kobold, the whip wrapping around his neck as he pulls pulls him towards him, completely snapping his neck as he gets pulled closer.
Nice. All right. Anything else you wish to do?
Just prepare myself for whatever ends up happening with the other beast.
All right.
Hoping that my fellow ally is able to, tame the beast that the rider was on, so that way we can have an additional ally, possibly.
Awesome. So Whifflenut, behind you, you are hearing a lot more commotion, and yeah, you're up.
Emily, you're on mute.
I'm up.
Yeah.
What am I closest to?
So everything's going on behind you right now from where you were before. So depending on how you react, you're certainly close enough to close in, or or do something else. So you see a yeah. I assume you turn around to look. You need to unmute.
Is there anybody who has a good amount of damage on them?
I'm at 3 HP.
Yeah.
Let me heal him real quick. I don't know how far he is from me, but I'm gonna try to get up there. That was my plan, to heal somebody, because I kept hearing somebody get.
He's definitely close enough for you to get. This room isn't that big, so you're definitely close enough to close.
Right.
in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Wait 1 second. Don't want you guys to hear all this nonsense. Okay, you gain 10 HP. I don't know how much max you have, but you get 10 back. Did you hear me?
That was you, Berg. Billberg.
I'm back to full health.
Awesome. Now kick their butt, because, yeah, I'm a tiny thing.
All right, so with him healed, that brings us to the critters.
Oh,
all right, so let's see.
don't hit me. Oh, hey, can that be, wait, I have an action and not a move?
You can, yeah, you moved, but the spell would be your action.
Oh,
Man, you had to move to get to him you got to touch him to do that.
You're right. I know. Sorry, I'll shut up now. Bye.
All right. Well, if you had a bonus action, you could use it. So the giant weasel that was being pet by, stroked by Ginger. Let's do, I don't know, what wisdom? What's your wisdom, or what's your, oh, she wouldn't have a DC because she's not. Sorry, I'm trying to decide how to determine what the thing's doing. So that critter, what's your wisdom? Go ahead and roll an opposing wisdom for me, Ginger.
Date. 13.
So then
Okay.
add your wisdom.
So
13 modified. Well, no, hold on.
yeah, she's good.
Okay, so 13.
So it's a +0, so it's straight 13.
Straight 13.
So it continues to, it's actually calmed down a little bit. It's not trying to bite you anymore. The other weasel and mounted pair, I guess. Let's see. Turns their attention to. Let's see. To Bird. And the kobold has been preparing his sling. Let's see. Does a 14 hit?
14 is my AC, so yes.
Okay. So you take 3 damage. Oh, excuse me, 5 damage.
I would have been dead. Thank you so much for healing me.
It's a good thing you got healed. And they advance into the room a little bit further. So Latrix now would be able to see. Well, Latrix probably could have seen them anyway, but everyone has a good view of it now. And
is that the people through the tunnel that was fogged?
They were probably they were from the tunnel. They were back from the direction, kind of from the direction you guys came. They were on the right hand exit. And your best guess is that they probably were part of that bigger group and maybe realized that the other guys ran into trouble, and maybe they were catching up to them. Maybe they were in the rear. So everyone has a good view. And so CJ, you are up.
All right. So how intact does the not intact, but how aggressive does the weasel that she's trying to tame seem? Does it seem like I can leave that alone?
It's calming down, surprisingly.
Okay.
Without a rider, and with somebody being kind to it, it seems to actually be melting a little bit, so to speak. Meanwhile, the other pair is looking quite aggressive. The weasel that kobold is riding is baring its teeth and kind of looking like it wants to charge ahead, but they're kind of holding a position well inside the room now.
All right. I am going to then dash up or run up to it, and I'm going to use my torch in my other hand, and I'm going to try to intimidate the weasel to go away, or at least to leave his rider. So just intimidation, or you want me to roll animal handling?
Let's do whichever's better for you.
All right, cool. I can deal with that. Modify 20. Finally.
Holy cow. Totally worked.
All right, so then I just run up there with my torch. I'm like, get away, weasel! With my scabbard or my rapier in the other hand, just ready. Just ready.
Kind of go, and it starts to try to back up. And you can see that the kobold on him is trying to kick him forward, but he's not having any of it. He's scrambling back and looking even like he's trying to turn, but his rider is actually doing a really good job of controlling him. So that's kind of a war of wills right now. Sweet. And that brings us to Latrix.
You know it. All right, so we're gonna do this. She's hurting her little body, and that's okay. So I am going to continue to play music, and she is what she does. And she casts Cure Wounds on herself.
Nice.
Because if not, that's going to be a bad day for her. So yeah, we're gonna do that.
All righty. So Ginger, you have succeeded with this first.
And hold on one second. And I'm assuming that some of the fog cloud has come out of that tunnel. She's gonna kind of be at the mouth of that tunnel.
Okay.
In the fog cloud, so she can't be seen.
Nice. Okay.
Waiting for something to come out that tunnel.
Sweet. Yeah, let's give me a perception roll.
You want me to roll perception?
Yep.
I can hide in the clouds and stab at their feet.
That's right. That is a 19. 15 plus 4.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
You distorted.
Yeah, 15 plus 4.
Nice.
So
I
19.
went on light at the Roxbury.
So you can hear that there's movement back beyond, but you hear
They seem
more
to be
like
confused.
guttural, this guttural talking. Yeah, but it doesn't sound like they're coming closer at the moment, so that's good.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So she's just hiding in there, and then heals herself.
So, and actually, as far as hiding goes, yeah, you have some beds that you can tuck down amongst if you want to. There's
Oh no, she's hiding in the fog cloud.
I know, but I'm just saying if you wanted some additional cover, there's a couple beds right inside the entrance. You'd be kind of close to the dead bodies, but you could do that to further.
Does it look like Lake George has an issue with a dead body?
No, no, I'm just no. So
no, we're good. I'm just joking.
Awesome. So Ginger, you have managed to keep this weasel calm, and it's no longer trying to bite you. What are you up to? Are you going to do something different? Are you going to keep working on it?
I see that it's calm at this moment more than the rest, so it's not going to be a threat to anybody. So I'm going to move towards my other fellow players to teach them how to do it, so that way we can easily get out of the situation without having to hurt any animals.
Okay. Alrighty. That brings us then to
Maybe we can tame it, and I can ride on top of it because I ride small animals.
Whifflenut is right here next to you. So Whifflenut, how do you react to? Do you accept the I'll let you guys role play.
I'll be like, I get the whole friendship thing, but as he's looking at you, let me get on top of him.
No, that way I can show them on how to tame them, and then they can all use the weasels to actually ride them, so we can get out of this dark place.
Nice. Nice.
I mean, only 2 of us can probably ride them because they're pretty small, aren't they?
That's right.
We can use them to drag them out,
There we go. So good. So good.
Well, I mean, with Leatrix, it'll probably be like you're riding like you're probably gonna be like an adult.
Bronco. She's gonna have no clue what to do with that.
It's like an average size like donkey or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tiny.
So good.
So the other weasel is still trying to escape. And meanwhile, the kobold on top of it's being kind of, rough. So you're not really, you can roll if you'd like, or actually I would say give me an intelligence check.
Wait, whom? To ride the thing?
To Ginger.
Oh, Ginger. Ginger.
So roll a d20.
D20. 12.
So then you would.
Okay.
What did you say? Investigation?
Huh?
Chris?
What?
You said investigation?
No, I said intelligence.
Oh, no.
Intelligence, so
It
1.
would be a +1.
So 14 modified.
So 14. So you would, I think you would in your you would know that now is probably not the best time to approach this weasel and try to further to tame this one, or to win it over to you, and that maybe dealing with the kobold might give you some advantage. So that brings us to Whiffle.
Who's Whiffle?
Whifflenut, you.
Oh, that's me.
It's our own name.
Hey, it's not first and last. It's Whifflenut, okay?
Whifflenut.
But okay, so I have animal handling, so I guess I can try. to control one of these things.
Okay.
Ooh, why don't you try jumping on the one that what's her name just tamed already,
Yeah,
and then
that's
use
what-
that one
That's what
against
I
the other
was
one.
saying. I was saying he's gonna be super nice to her and be super like, you know, into what she's doing, and then I just jump on top of it.
Okay. So how about oh boy, I don't know if that should be an animal.
Acrobatics. Do a little flip.
Yeah.
Nah, that's got to be animal handling, girly.
No,
Does
I
it-
know I have animal
All right.
handling, dorks.
animal
Okay,
handling it is.
sure. Let's do this.
You could have her have multiple checks too.
Yeah, I could. I kind of like to.
Yeah, I was gonna say acrobatics to get up there, and then animal
Right.
handling to deal with the
Stay on.
beast.
17.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's actually the best way to do it.
17.
Okay. Well,
Was that the acro or was that the
That was
the
animal
animal handling?
handling.
So you got to do
Okay.
acro first.
So it's multiple? You guys want me doing multiple?
yeah, let's do it. I agree that there should be an acrobatics to get on.
Okay, that's what I was saying. Acrobatics. You want me to do a little flip on it? Okay. Ah! That one wasn't successful. It rolled off. Okay, I got a 23, so I guess I am doing a flip.
Sweet. Nice. So you land handily on it, and it
Do a little
It-
flip.
fine with you being up there and you're on. So you know, there's some weird like reins that the kobolds were using, and you can try to control it on your next turn.
You could say the way she did it. It's kind of like it looked like it was natural because I'm part of where Leatrix is at. So we're, do a little flip is like nothing to me. It's like walking. It's,
Yeah, like maybe you one might suspect that maybe you worked with animals in this circus.
oh yeah, very natural.
So
Very-
let's see.
Natural to me. But okay, so I control this thing to wherever the group goes is where we go.
Nice. Okay.
Small animals. That is my thing.
Alrighty.
Thank you for showing me, Jinja.
The kobold is up, and his mount, and all right, they are still struggling. He's still struggling for control of the kobold, and so he loses his round to his fight with his weasel. And that brings us to CJ.
All right, am I able to attack the kobold, or would I have to go through its mount first?
You can absolutely, you can attack either one. You can absolutely attack the kobold.
All right, I'm gonna sidestep the weasels. They're trying to do their fight, and I'm gonna try hitting the kobold. I say try. I got a 19.
Well, Weasel is fighting his rider.
Perfect.
They're
Hey, was that your best roll yet?
still trying to get away.
That was my second best.
And I'm sorry, what was that roll?
18 to hit,
Nice. Definitely a hit.
and another 10 to damage.
Holy cow. And that was the rider.
Kobold. Yeah, kobold rider. Yeah, the handle.
So would you like to describe how you take him out?
All right, so as I kind of step to the side, I just bring my rapier up and I stab it right underneath the ribs, and I just feel the blade sink deep, and I just kind of pull it. I'm like, oh my, I got him. And then I kind of see as he just kind of like flops. Oh, he's dead.
The weasel manages to scramble away as you do that, and boy, that thing, I mean, wow. And it takes off down the passage. It's still intimidated by you. This didn't help the situation at all. So you guys see this weasel, I mean, it's easy for it to just, it's so lightning fast, and it just takes off.
So you say these weasels are like already trained, or like they know that they're
Yeah,
supposed-
tamed.
Yeah.
Broken, more like it.
Yeah, I mean, they're regular mounts for these kobolds, and they're outfitted in a bridle type of thing. Nothing else, but they have that.
I was gonna say if they were like kind of like wild or like pets, I could have like distracted them to follow something. But since they're already trained, hopefully they'll go where we want them to.
Right.
Well, hopefully, because you're on top of it, and you're gonna find out real quick.
Don't smack the weasel's butt, okay? I don't want to be.
Oh, you
Take me to your
almost took
roller.
the idea out of my head. Anyways. It's my turn too. So
Okay.
are we still in initiative? Because there's no other enemies in the room, right?
Yeah, you actually are. You hear
Dun dun
how long
dun.
did your fog last?
An hour.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So you hear
Can I make my way over there too? To the fog?
Yeah. absolutely.
Perfect.
You hear something coming your way. It sounds like maybe the two decided to enter, and your best guess is that they're probably near the entrance. They're probably, it kind of sounds like they're coming into the room. They're not being very quiet, which is surprising, knowing that the fog is there. You think they'd try to be careful, but they're making a lot of
They're
noise.
stupid kobolds. Yeah. So into the tunnel. I think I can dissipate that cloud whenever I want to. Give me just a moment. Let me make sure if I can or not, but I think I can.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Let me just make sure. Just looking up the spiel. No, I can't. It has to be a wind speed greater than 10 to disperse it. So it doesn't. So it stays there. So yeah. I step out from where I was obscured from the cloud, and I would like to get myself where I was before.
Okay.
Where I could see the mouth of the tunnel, and I'm going to ready sleep again.
Nice. Okay.
So if anything comes out of that tunnel, out of the fog cloud, she's going to be wise about it and wait until she sees a bunch of them, and then cast fog cloud, no matter when that is, before my next turn.
Well, in that case, I guess we are out of initiative order. So yeah, what are you guys up to?
Well, you did say that there is I can hear creatures in the fog, right?
Yeah, Matrix has she hears them. They haven't entered the room yet, but she can hear them approaching.
Yeah.
And they're close to the door.
They're still coming. Those the footfalls are still loud. But if we're not going to see them until they come out of that tunnel, do we have a way to maybe block that?
Should we set a trap?
I have an idea.
Well, what is that, CJ?
I'm gonna run over and I'm gonna get one of those beds and I'm gonna pull it towards the door and I'm just like, help me.
Well,
I don't think help.
They're super easy to do because there's some beds like just right there.
Oh, okay. Then I'm just gonna grab those beds and I'm just gonna move them over straight to that, and then I'm gonna take my oil can that I have.
Plus the dead bodies.
Oh, plus the dead bodies. Screw it, I'm putting the dead bodies in there too.
Hold on, let me loot them. No, let me loot
And then I'm
them.
gonna start pulling oil on them as he's looting them.
Get oil on my loot.
And then I'm just gonna put the torch onto it directly and just right in front of the entrance.
Stop, you're burning all of it.
I like fire, apparently.
Yeah, and Latrix kind of stands in front of the fire, kind of almost worshipping it, and like just so happy that CJ did this in front of her, and kind of like warming herself to it.
I'm hiding the weasel's eyes. I'm like, don't look.
So Whiffle, that you would realize they probably didn't have much on them anyway. All they had was this little meager sort of leather-ish armor that was really minimal. And they didn't seem to have any pouches or anything like that.
I can get their clothes stylized on my little body, okay?
There you go.
But he burnt it all, so my poor ass, like...
That's a good question then. Hey, CJ and crew, would you have gathered all the bodies in the room, or just the two that were right, or the three that were right over there?
Right,
in the corner?
I would just gather the ones that are right there. Yeah.
So you still have there's still the body of the kobold the two that were taken out from the
Or
weasels.
the mounted ones, yeah.
Hmm?
Okay,
The
so
mounted ones.
I can tell the weasel, you can feast while I loot.
So let's have an animal handling check to see if it stays.
Oh, it'll stay.
Because you're dismounting, right, to get down and loot the body.
What's that?
You have to dismount to loot the body. The body.
Yeah.
By the way, she can talk to the creature too.
Yep.
Yep.
That's a gnome thing.
Forest gnomes. Another one.
Yes. I can tell.
What you got?
I'm not sure how you're going to take this rule, but I'm telling you, as my character, I'm sure I can do it. But I got a 9.
Like, I can do it. I can do it with a 9.
I want to.
No rolls
Not gonna
involved.
do it.
My
So
parents loved me, unlike you. Scary thing.
this oh my gosh, yeah. This weasel takes off. It turns tail and follows its companion.
I start cussing it in weasel.
What's
Whatever.
everybody else doing?
What's that?
What's everybody else doing?
Oh.
I'm gonna ask the group. Like, can one of you tell me what the hell are these things?
Animals.
Lizard people.
Lizard people.
It's time to leave. That's what these are.
It's time to party. Takes out instrument. Let's go.
And Mr. Orc, can you lead the way?
Sure, I'll lead the way. All right.
And I suggest we go up the only tunnel that nothing's come out of.
Yeah, because I mean, we did have that one entry that nothing was going on the first time.
Should we
That we
also
just
then?
kind of ended up staying back.
Should we also then put a door or put a flaming bed in front of the way of that entrance as well?
Which one?
You know, I have
One with the traps.
very
At this point, you realize there are 6 entrances. So there was one at 12 o'clock, one at 2, and one at 10. There's another one at 3, one at 6, and the last one is at, I don't know what you'd call that, maybe 7, 8.
Okay.
So what we could do then is then just bar the exit as we leave.
Yeah.
I'm hoping
Absolutely.
that it is.
Which again would be easy to do because there's a couple beds kind of to the immediate left of that door. There's that whole grouping that was near the fireplace, but there's a couple lining the wall right there too that you could move. If you go to the southern exit, actually any of the exits would be easy. So it just depends on which exit you choose to take.
All right. So Latris would like to roll perception to see if any of them feel cooler or feel different, where it feels
Go
like it's more of an exit than it goes
Go
deeper
for it.
into the place.
Anybody who wants to do that is welcome to roll a perception.
Ooh,
So I also want to ask. So we have the one door that we came out of that has the 2 hunting traps, and then we have another one, like entrance that has like fog riddled through it, right?
Yeah, and that's
Right.
the one that's at 7 o'clock.
Okay, so then the
Or
one
8.
at 6 and then the one at 7 are the ones that we came out of, and the one that has the fog.
The
And
one
then
at
which are the
12
ones that had the monsters come out of it?
The one at 12 is the one you came out of, and the ones at 2 and let's see, the one at 10 is the one where the fire was and the weasels came out of. And then what was the last? You asked me. The one at 3 and the one at 2. Sorry, the ones at 2, 3, and 6 have had nothing going on so far.
So I'd say if I would actually have noticed this, I would say that one of the three are our ideal options. And as far as my perception, I got a 19.
Okay. And Latrix, what did you get?
I rolled a natural 20. That's a 24.
Sweet. So you guys definitely feel you smell like fresher air coming from the one at 6 o'clock, and you think you feel a breeze, like some fresh air current coming from that direction as well.
Yeah. So she would absolutely look at her orc friend. They kind of both glean eye at each other and go, I think that's the correct direction. It smells a little less foul that way. Come on, what movie is that from?
What
I
was
stole
the
that from Lord of the Rings.
in this cave anyways?
Oh yeah, and the one with the fog has beds on fire too. That's right.
Yep.
And buddies. And,
We just pretty much set this joint on fire, and now we're gonna go out 6.
and
So
let's have a perception check from everybody. Another perception check. Actually, yeah.
I love Girl Scout
Actually,
cookies.
Latrix and Berg don't need to roll because they just did perception. Nice. Nice. So you, okay. So Whifflenut is a little distracted looting bodies. And by the way, not having any luck finding, again, just little odds and ends, nothing too special.
That was my roll.
They do.
I posted a 12, unless that's the same thing that's going on.
Yeah. And you do have, you could of course take their sling and their daggers if you wanted to. That's about the only thing that you're finding that's any use, and they're not anything special. But the rest of you, everybody who rolled over a 15, can hear that. Oh gosh, poor Ginger's like. She's distracted by something. She's probably
she's distraught at the fact that these weasels did not do what they
but the rest of you can hear that there is. It sounds like there are potentially more things coming from the entrance that you originally came through. So. They sound a little far off at this point, but you can hear stuff going on, and you would imagine, especially Latrix and CJ. You know what? I'm not seeing. Did I miss Berg's? I don't see yours, Josh.
No, he got a 19.
I had said it verbally. I got a 19.
Sorry. I missed it. So yeah, you guys. It wouldn't be hard to imagine that maybe they're trying to figure out which way you went, that it sounds like there's, been there's activity a little ways back. So, yeah, what do you guys want to do?
All right, just really quickly, what was the reason we were sent in here again?
You were sent to check out a tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
A cave, actually, that, it's kind of mysteriously, it's not a cave that was there the last time anybody was out that way, and someone had noticed it, and the powers that be wanted it checked out, and they thought it would be a really simple assignment for these newcomers to the job, and so they sent you to check on it. These kobold tunnels are connected to this, and somehow you got yourself in there. I will let you guys decide how you got in there and how you got into trouble.
So our job, though, is just to check it out, not to clear it out.
Yeah, right. Your job was to find out what it was, where, and to see if it, it was, definitely something new to that area. So they wanted you to see if you could figure out, what was going on there and what it was. At this point, you guys would have at least you know, realize that it was made. It wasn't like, you know, something that suddenly happened due to a natural occurrence. And it appears to be a tunnel at this point, not just a cave, but a tunnel. It appears to go deeper into the mountains, heading east.
All right. So noticing where they're going, I'm just going to tell the group, look, like looking down my blade, it's all bloodied now. I think
town is west.
Okay. I think we did what we need to in this cave. We can tell them what's in it. Let's just go. And I just start dragging the bed, another bed, to where it looks like everyone's grouping up at with the correct exit. And I'm just gonna put the bed there, and I'm just holding the torch ready to just kind of light that on fire as well.
Hey, no, that can be my new bed.
No, you don't want these beds.
I sleep on leaves.
Yeah, but don't worry. You know, as Deathbloom said, hold on. As Deathbloom said, if you were successful here, he's going to give you a bed. And I think you've been so successful. You rode a freaking weasel here today.
I ride animals all the time. We work in a carnival.
Come on, and she just puts her around them, and starts leading them up the tunnel that we can tell is
I don't think
the way
you
up.
understand. I think I'm gonna kill him.
Who?
He deserves to die.
Am I rubbing off on you?
No, he's wasteful.
Does
Can't
everybody
kill CJ? You can't kill him. He's
Okay,
kind
I'm
of
just gonna
hard
drop the
to-
torch on the bed at that point. Hearing that, I'm just gonna begin walking.
Yeah.
She just falls on the floor, just sobbing. His little body. Like,
Come on, girl.
Grab him by his leg and start dragging him.
Yeah.
You're evil.
And it's funny that we're a different gender. I think it's awesome.
As you start heading that way, the sounds from the tunnel behind you get a little bit louder, and you think it's not going to be much longer before they enter that room that you're in.
Cool. Well, we're going up the tunnel that's away from them, and there's an inferno behind us. And I hope that the orc and then the ranger followed us, because if not, they're stuck in the room with them.
Maybe my sobbing can sound convincing and sound like I'm being tortured and that they don't want to be in this room. I'm pretty dramatic.
Yeah, you are.
So, are you guys?
So kind of
Latrix is leading.
Yeah.
Lead
so kind
the
of
way.
going off of what had been doing too. Is there any way of blocking off all the exits except for one with like these beds, but leaving the one that we're going out of like blocked, where it makes it look like we went out a different door? Because you said there was like 6 or 7 different doors, so we're taking one of the doors, and CJ's putting like a bed at that door, right?
One door's already blocked, and then I believe CJ said he was blocking the door you were about to go out. He was lighting that on fire.
Yep.
And then that still leaves the other 3.
Well, there's one that has the fog cloud in it, so I'm not very much. Oh no, that has flame in it as well.
Yeah,
So,
it has flame and fog. And you would guess that at this juncture, that if you were to go back into the main part of the room to block those other 3 doors, that they would be on top of you before you were able to finish.
Well, the good news is there's already 2 doors that have fire on it, so it's kind of like they have to make a really good guess to guess which 2 of those doors to begin with in the first place.
Yep.
all right, yeah, and
Alright,
the
well,
other one
yeah,
has,
we-
and Latrix just looks up at her orc friend and goes, "Well, we also obscured the one. Well, I obscured the one, and that also looks a little more suspect. So maybe they'll try to go up that one. I don't know, but we should be gone. They're quite close."
I'm gonna get my bow and arrow ready, by the way.
And is Latrix, are you just going ahead and proceeding?
Oh,
And
she's
follow
going up
or-
the tunnel that she
Yeah.
perceived to be
I'm with her. I'm with her.
the exit.
So as soon
She
as you
perceives
get
that as
10 feet in, you're faced with another juncture. And if you want to roll another perception check.
yeah.
Can I hold up my torch and just see which way the flame is going?
Yes.
Which way is it going?
I like it.
Um,
Can that give me advantage on the roll?
yeah, let's do that.
Hey.
Lovely.
Oh, 22.
17 plus 4, 21.
Sweet.
Ha, I win.
Okay, so it's clearly the one to your right.
We both go that way.
Yeah, this way.
Better now that you've gotten to this juncture, you can really tell, and it's definitely more dank to the left. So it's clearly the right.
CJ, you're not going to sacrifice me, are you?
No, let's go. She's getting a little annoyed with her gnome friend. It like, no, we're leaving.
Leave me
What we're
alone.
doing, we need to go back home to the boss.
I'll
and-
burn with my bed.
Oh yes, you're gonna get your bed. Stop talking about it. I'll make sure.
Okay, fine. Promise.
Hey, Ranger. Ginger, is that right? That's your name. I'm really sorry that the weasel didn't at the end. It's a weasel. They're not very intelligent, and I know that you love your little furry friends, but we really should be on our way.
Okay. We can't use them to help us navigate out of here?
Well,
Since
they ran up the tunnel that we set on fire, so I don't think that's a very good idea.
All right, well, follow the direction that they came through, or they're leaving to.
I think that's opposite of everyone else.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I guess we're all just trying to head out. Head out the good old tunnel there, Miss DM. You're muted.
Yep. So as you head further to the right, you you go about 20 feet and you start to see, actually in about 15 more feet, as soon as you make that juncture, you start to see light, and you can see that you're exiting to the outside, not even to the tunnel. And
yeah. Does it look familiar to us? Like this is kind of where we came in, or not?
It does not look like where you came in, because you were in the tunnel and you somehow got yourselves off into the Kobold Warren, off of the entrance, off of the main passage of the tunnel.
Through a false floor.
Huh?
Through a false floor. Why not? We just fell down into a hole.
But you can see that you're going to be outside, and you guys emerge into the soon-to-be darkening land. And you can see from where you exit, you can see the town just not that far away. You're probably going to need to walk about 30 minutes or so to get to town. But you have successfully escaped the Kobold lair. And that
Celebrate with a feast.
We definitely celebrate with a feast. Don't worry, my boss will pay for all of the festivities.
I think we should just hunt giant weasels, honestly.
I think that also is a very good idea.
But as CJ gets out of the tunnel and adrenaline stops, he like claps on his hands and knees and just look at his sword. It's all bloodied for the first time, and at least it's in his hands. And he just began like, I actually killed something.
And you did it quite well, my friend.
I'll look up you. That's a lot different than hitting dummies.
Yeah. Except for when the things are hitting our dummies. She stops.
And he puts the blade away and he goes, look, they domesticated animals. And they have a lair underneath there. They're not stupid creatures.
No, they're not. But they'd be really stupid to come out here because now we know they're there. And with the backing of the organization and the council and such, that I don't believe they want to come out here. They've seen what we can do. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, sure. Let's just go, just in case.
Very wise.
What did you call them? Kobolds?
Well, that's what I've seen. They're just lizard men. Not like the lizard man that's in the circus who, swallows all the swords, but it's they're just not the nuisance animals, really. They're just nuisance beings, and they're mindless.
Well, I've never seen them or heard of them. At least where my lands come from, I just. All right.
Where do you come from, there, CJ? Because you're one of 5 humans I've seen ever on this island.
Where would I come from, Chris?
I'm from the mainland.
Okay, mainland.
You probably came from. Well, you came from Terra Damar, and you could have come from anywhere there. But Bossy, the king of Bossy, is the one who headed up the contracting for that country of sending people. So, you may have been from Bossy, or you may have been from somewhere around Terra Damar.
I come from a small settlement right outside Bossy.
Yeah, and that's on the mainland of Terra, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful. Well, you see, we're landlocked here, and like I said, the Anhoon, me and Wiffle, we work for my boss. Her name is, Death Blooms. We have our circus, and have either of you two ever seen it before? And she looks up to the orc, and I don't. What race is Ginger? Dulce.
What?
You're an air genasi.
What's that?
Again? Sorry.
It's an elemental.
Okay.
Oh, what
Sorry.
now?
You didn't hear that. Shh. So do I roll?
No.
No.
He was just asking
What race is your person?
Oh, race. Mexican?
Mexican? Nice.
Y con orgullo.
Poor Dandy, it's so good.
It's sauce.
That's so good. Thank you so much, Dulce. I needed that in my life tonight, and that is so good.
Mexican?
At least someone thinks I'm funny.
So good.
All right.
I
So
couldn't
you
even breathe.
guys,
That's hard for a second.
does anybody else have any closing thoughts that their character wants to share?
Well, yeah, as I was kind of trying to do that, I just figured I'd kind of close it up because I'm a big gabber and I can't help it. But it's if you ever in need of more help, the organization would certainly be able to help either of you. You part
CJ.
quite valiantly, and you work for the company already, Wiffle. So yeah, I mean, anytime you'd like Ginger and Vil, you both fought valiantly, and I would put in a very good word with Death Blooms, and she there's a lot of influence. You maybe either of you have heard of the Merendan Hoon. We're quite popular circus around this island. So again, if you're ever interested in a job, let us know.
Oh, and CJ.
Yeah. Yes.
I think they just told you you're number one. In a not so nice way.
I'm just gonna slowly just bring up my father's sword and just be like, you already tasted blood once.
I loved it. Feed me more.
So you guys make your way back to town and report to your superiors. You all level up to 2nd level, and that's where we're going to end this session. It looks
So
like the 16th will be our next one. I guess I'll start with, I'll kind of try to go somewhat reverse order. for our sign off. So for those, if anybody tuned in to watch, or for those who watch in the future, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed this Noob GM half shot, The Escape. Nate, would you like to sign out?
Thank you for everyone that's watching. I hope you guys all enjoyed Chris running a game for once instead of me, which is super exciting and super awesome. And anyways, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, please comment below. Anyways, like, subscribe, and thank you again for watching.
Emily, you have anything you'd like to say in closing?
I look forward to being crazy and you guys getting to watch that adventure.
Fair enough.
Love you guys. Like and subscribe.
Thank you. Dulce, how about you? How did you like your first D&D adventure?
Not what I expected, but expect the unexpected.
In a good way or a bad way?
No, it's good. It's good.
Cool.
We're really
Are you judging me?
I can't believe that. That doesn't sound believable.
But it's my first time. I mean, I used to act, but I guess that helps.
No, you did well.
You did great. You did great. And you rolled great. So that was really handy.
That's not always going to happen, I'm going to tell you.
No, I know. Just see me in Monopoly. I'm terrible.
How about Josh? You have anything you want to say in closing?
Yeah, Juice.
Juice. Interesting.
Future Man, if you've ever watched it. On Hulu.
We'll do that.
Well, if I can just add this little bit to the end of the story real quick before I give my outro. As we kind of escape narrowly and they start talking about the circus, you'd start to see that Velberg's skin begins to like bubble and kind of burst like blisters as he ends up transforming into one of the weasels that he had seen in the cave. So he finally is able to use his powers as a druid at second level. So I figured
Now it can ride small animals all the time.
yeah. But no, yeah. So I'm Josh. I am 1/4 of the Dargon Gaming Squad. Please like, subscribe, comment below, give us a little thumbs up if you liked it. And I am also 1/3 of RPG Enlightenment. Hopefully some stuff goes up a little bit sooner, but until then, thank you so much, Chris. This was actually really fun. Weird to play with my spouse and have to do twice as much math, but
It was fun.
it was fun.
Literally the only way I can be sarcastic.
You did great, and I'm glad we could do it. Corey.
All right, so I guess I'm the fourth and newest-ish person in this whole Dargon. So I had a blast. You know, I've been wanting to bring this character to fruition for quite a while. I'm going to be able to create my circus. It's going to be awesome. You know, Chris and I are there's a lot going on with this world, if you guys don't know that. Chris and I are creating the environment, per se, and some of the backstory to all of it. But certainly our friend Sam and Nate also had to do with some of the actual world building, which was fantastic. I know that Josh has helped Chris as well with this. So this is a very much a new world, and I hope if anybody's watching this that they want to try to play in our new world. I'm going to be running a full one shot because mine's going to be quite long. It may be 3 to 5 hours or whatever. And let's just say it should be fun. I'm going to be sending you guys to figure out to figure something out with some very interesting foes. So, look out for that, guys. I think that, like Chris said, we may play these characters again here in a couple weeks. So, it should be neat. But yeah, certainly like and subscribe. And, Chris, I think you did a great job. I know you're green, you're a little new, and we all are to all of this. So,
Always awesome.
Yeah, you did great, Chris.
Thank
yeah, you did great, Chris. It was really good, and this world is really coming along. I really think that we're gonna have a blast.
I think that inspires me. I think I'm going to run a one shot now too. That's going to be open for everybody not in this game to join if they do.
Yeah,
so I might
exactly. I want to play when I run my one shot. I want to play with people that aren't a part of this whole world building, so on and so forth, to get other people into our world. So should be pretty neat, guys. Certainly look up an app tab because that's where everything will be posted because we love them peoples. And thanks for watching. Anybody that does and may.
All right, thanks guys, and until next time, get out and get gaming.
Dargans fly out.